Welcome to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
A simple warning. We know many of you are planning a wedding right now. We may be tempted to drop an F-bomb or other descriptive words. Keep this in mind if you have small children in the room or are on a Zoom call. You've been warned.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
Let's be honest, planning a wedding is tricky. And at Be Engaged and Inspired, we'll share our knowledge to help you navigate these tricky waters and leaving you feeling inspired.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast is sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com. And now your hosts, Kia and DJ Sam.
Welcome to the Be Engaged and Inspired the Wedding Podcast. It's 2022. It's DJ Sam, Kia, and you.
Yes, it's Kia from Engaged, Connecticut. We're here again. It's a Wednesday. Sam, any inspiration to make me not want to leave this room?
Every week we're doing an inspiration quote to just inspire you.
And then I'm going to ruin it all with a 1913 quote of things wives should not do according to this very sexist book.
I love it. My inspiration for you is there are shortcuts to happiness, and dancing is one of them.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that one.
Credit goes to Vicky Braun. Never heard of her.
Mine is don't vegetate as you grow older if you happen to live in the country. Some women are like cows, but there is really no need to be stagnant. Keep both brain and body on the move. Basically, send her out to collect eggs. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to mean. You had your inspiration, and I brought it back to reality. Maybe we should flip these. Yeah. Maybe I should be the doom and gloom, and then you fix it.
Bring people back to life. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's Wednesday, but we're going to get a Wedding Tip Wednesday.
We certainly are. Every Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Be Engaged and Inspired Facebook group page. We encourage you to join us there.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is brought to you by Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge? A new line of luxurious lipsticks and lip glosses created with the intention of empowerment and coming into who you truly are. Strong, beautiful, and confident. Use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
Hey, Sam, when it comes to finding the right professional vendor, it can seem overwhelming to know where to start.
It can, Kia, unless you use EasyEventPlanning.com, because they'll find perfect vendors for your event within your budget and deliver them right to your inbox. You can search through over 28 categories of party and wedding services. Get the details you need to narrow down your choices quickly with their category-specific profiles. Chat with vendors via text, audio, or video from any device.
EasyEventPlanning.com will make planning your wedding or event easy, from their extensive vendor directory to their free tips on favors, decorations, themes, and more. Contact them today at EasyEventPlanning.com.
Help us out. Make a donation now to help support this podcast. Please go to our anchor.fm profile, click Support This Podcast at the top of the page, or use the link in the show notes of this episode, or go to the Atmosphere Productions business profile on Venmo. Thank you for making a donation and helping support this podcast.
You're listening to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
Now syndicated on the Wedding Talk channel on YouShook.com radio network, America's radio station.
Today's Wedding Tip Wednesday is do online reviews of your vendors, because we appreciate it. That's one reason, but the whole world is indeed digital. So praise your vendors on social media, as well as thank you notes. Post honest reviews for all your vendors on Wedding Wire, The Knot, Yelp, Facebook,
Not
Google.
Yelp. Nobody uses Yelp.
That's
Yelp used to force companies to pay them to take bad reviews down, so don't use Yelp.
okay. So take that advice from Kia. You can do Facebook and Google and any other wedding-related groups or sites. Not only will your vendors appreciate it, but future couples will too.
I agree with all of those statements, except that if you're having an issue or you were not 100% happy, the best way to alleviate that situation is to have that conversation before you post it online. Call,
speak, email,
have some sort of situation, because once you put that up, you could be destroying somebody's livelihood. I've said this story before.
Lawsuit.
Somebody was upset because their wedding photos weren't returned to them at a certain time. They blasted them online, and that couple ended paying the photographer $1 million in damages.
Yes.
Because they exaggerated and took a situation which could have been handled way better.
Yep.
We could all handle situations way better, Sam.
In fact, when I ask my clients for a review, I highlight and bold the word positive. Give me a positive review. If you want to give me a negative review, that's fine. Contact me first.
Yeah.
But don't just post it and then think, oh, the whole world is going to be fine. I'm happy now. I posted a negative review, because trust me, it's not going to end there.
No, and I've had to post negative reviews for, like, you know, car and those types of things. But I usually tell the people, like, I don't like put them down to like zero. I basically say, this was my experience. I hope that you don't have this experience.
Yeah.
But I don't take their numbers down. I don't do that type of thing.
And don't exaggerate.
No, and you can't make it personal. Speaking about getting personal, Sam.
Don't forget to use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. They have some great lipsticks and lip gloss, and
They're a great local company, and they'll ship everywhere.
absolutely emerge as the true you.
So we're going to do a weird podcast here.
Yeah, it's an episode rundown.
Yeah.
Nobody ever does this.
No, I'm sure no one's ever. This is basically when you have a flashback episode in TV. That's what this is.
But since we're doing audio,
Yes. This is an audio flashback.
this is audio flashback.
So you and I started this craziness in February of 2019.
Isn't
We're
that
like in a
amazing?
different century now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. This podcast's been going for 2 centuries.
I guess we can put it that way. I feel like I've been going for 2 centuries, having to interact with you every single Wednesday.
So what we're going to do is going to give you a rundown, not every single episode, but some of the kind of highlight episodes. So you can actually go back. If you subscribe to us on any of the great podcast locations, you can actually go back in the
Which has
subscription.
expanded significantly
Yes.
since 2019.
Absolutely. Or you could just Google them, and they should come up.
Yeah. But I also feel like maybe you and I should, like, revisit some of these, because I feel like so much has changed,
It's changed
since
since we
2019.
did these. So kick us off, Kia.
Okay, so in March of 2019, you and I discussed one episode about social media and one episode about centerpieces.
All right, so you can go back to episode 4 and episode 6. Social media, we discussed about when to post stuff, right?
When to post things, but now think about what's changed.
Exactly.
We have new social media platforms. We have TikTok. We have all these additional things. Sam's shaking his head yes, but he doesn't actually know. But then we talked about centerpieces, which were popular in 2019. We've shifted.
Yeah, big, huge centerpieces were
Low
very
little
popular.
one. Like it's constantly changing. What's one of your other favorite episodes that we did in April?
Episodes 9 and 10. So we did DIY weddings, and we keep updating that, because I know we've had several episodes of DIY this or that. So check out an older episode of that. Also, to rent or buy. Now this is something that we should revisit again.
100%.
I'll
I
put
agree.
on my list to do. So episode 10 was and that is, do you rent or buy?
What makes sense? And obviously it depends on the couple and everything else, but yes.
Right.
Always my favorite. And it has even changed since 2019. And it has changed since 2020 and 21 and everything else.
I think every year it changes.
Is contracts and what you need to know. All you need to know is that you need to have one, and you need to agree to the things, and you need to sign one before you hand anybody any money.
And the most important thing is you must read it.
Oh, yeah, shit. That's what I was doing. Okay. Obviously, Sam,
Yeah, episode 14 was questions to ask the DJ.
did you might have put that on the bracket for us to talk about?
We'll talk about it again. You know that.
I know. And episode 15 was Meet Lauren from Julia Allen Bridles. I love them. It's a family-owned shop.
Yep.
They've now been in business over 50 years.
That's right.
They
That's
weren't, they were like just teetering right there. And now it's been, in 2020 was 50 years for them.
Yep.
And they're still here,
Yep.
which I think says a lot. And it's not just bridal, it's bridesmaids, it's mother of the bride, mother of the groom.
Dresses.
All of it, which is very slim pickings these days in Connecticut.
Absolutely. Yep. We did an episode 17, Pets at Your Wedding.
You're not a pet person, so let's
I'm
just
not a
move
pet person, but I didn't get myself involved with this. There was
If I brought my cat would like have murdered me. Probably because the cat knew something that I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Hold on. Sorry. Totally different thing. Okay.
dogs at weddings. stuff like
Yes,
that.
dogs.
Yep.
Episode 19, which we did in June, which was unplugged weddings and wedding placement ideas.
And episode 20, we had the very lovely Mary Carlson do DIY decor.
Yeah, we should have Mary come back again. Mary has been decorating. She decorates for the Hallmark movies.
Yes.
Last year, she did this great, huge Christmas party. It did look like Hallmark sort of vomited Christmas into their house in a very, very good way. But
in fact, I saw one of the Hallmark ones when they did it at the Webb Barn in Old Weathersfield, and she decorated that whole
the entire place. It looked like Christmas, like in the middle of June. Yeah. We've also done episode 22, which is the father's perspective.
Yep. I had a friend of mine, Al Mashioki. I did two of his daughters, one of his daughters' weddings, but altogether he did two, and he did them totally opposite. We had a band with one, a DJ with the other. He had catered the one, and it was just a great perspective to see or hear from a dad what it's like to watch your daughters getting married.
I mean, I've done one family here in Connecticut. I've done 3 of their 4 kids' weddings.
Yeah,
and none of them are the same. I'm the only constant. I'll take it.
Then we did 23. Was just got engaged. Now what? We need to redo that one.
Because that's changed a lot, too. Obviously, 27, I mean, meet Jeffrey Eckerd from General Eclectic Rentals. I mean, he's one of my business partners. So
yep, we had to do that.
Yeah, we had to.
We're forced to do that.
Yes. He's tapping his foot in the corner.
It's a good episode because there are certain things that you can rent that from them that you would never think of for a wedding. And it's a great resource.
And sometimes they find those like hard to find things, those things that you're not going to do. Plus, it's also great understanding that like just because you want this very weird antique couch thing, it's an antique. Right. It may not be perfect.
Right. Absolutely.
Just saying.
Then we started a new series. Episode 30 was the ABCs of wedding technology, and it started there, and then we went through the entire alphabet of different things related to each letter of the alphabet. It was fantastic. I loved that episode.
I like that episode, but this was also based off of articles that you and I were finding, which were like, these are like the ABCs. And we were sort of like, nah, yes, okay, great. At least I was. And obviously, what's a styled shoot?
Yep.
This is when you see those photos and everything looks
Perfect. Including the
not
bride
true.
and the groom,
Yeah.
who don't even know each other.
No. And they're so in love. And they're gazing into each other things. And then obviously episode 36 was things you can do without at your wedding.
Yep.
I agree. There's a lot of things you can do.
A lot of things you can do with that. There's a lot of fancy stuff that you really don't need. We just kind of went through a list of everything that you can do
It's
without.
not necessarily fancy stuff that you don't need. It's stuff that doesn't get appreciated the way that you think in your brain it's going to get appreciated.
Very true.
That's the difference.
Episode 40, if you're into jewelry, everybody should be, little bling.
Yeah, bring something to your wife, Sam.
We had our very first sponsor, Chrissy B, and everyone over there at Barrable Jewelers. Chrissy B came in and gave us the trends. I got to have her back because the trends for jewelry has got to change, because I know men's rings has changed. So watch out for that. That's coming up.
Yeah. So we're going to head off to a commercial break, also because Sam needs to stretch his legs because, he's getting a little bit old here. And we'll be right back after you hear from all of our lovely commercials.
Each week, the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast posts a new episode sharing wedding tips, knowledge, and speaking with wedding experts, all as a chance to help you navigate your way through planning your own wedding. Have a topic you want us to cover? Want to send us a message? Email us at engagedct@gmail.com, go to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast Facebook group page, or on anchor.fm and select message. Your message will be recorded and may be aired on a future episode.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast will be right back.
Honey Fund, the world's #1 wedding registry. Honey Fund helps real couples realize their wedding and honeymoon dreams. Honey Fund's #1 online wedding gift registry makes it easy to give and receive the perfect wedding gift, one that reflects the couple's unique style and makes giving fun for the wedding guest. As the world's most popular crowdfunding site for weddings, honeymoons, and more, Honey Fund has helped hundreds of thousands of couples make their wedding dreams come true with an easy-to-use funding platform. Honey Fund, a gift card wedding registry that's as flexible as cash. Use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast link in the show notes or visit atmosphere-productions.com. Select the podcast link and click on the Honey Fund banner. That's atmosphere-productions.com. Select the podcast link and click on the Honey Fund banner.
Destination Weddings Unlimited is your destination wedding and honeymoon specialist worldwide. Call us at 844-666 866-6872. Online at destinationweddingsunlimited.com. Allow us to take the stress and time off your plate so you can have an amazing experience. We're able to walk you through the process and handle all the travel and coordination needs. Destination Weddings Unlimited, online at destinationweddingsunlimited.com.
Dollar Tree is the nation's #1 destination for value shopping. All of their stores are well lit and crammed with all kinds of hidden treasures. Dollar Tree offers a plethora of merchandise that includes many national and regionally trusted brands. It doesn't matter if you're looking for housewares, dinnerware, candy, snacks, stationery, or holiday needs. You're going to find it at Dollar Tree. You can shop at your hometown store or shop online for exclusive offers, manufacturer closeouts, watch videos, and join their Value Seekers Club. On top of all that, you can have your order shipped for free directly to your local store. To visit DollarTree.com, click on the link in the show notes to let them know we sent you. Doing so helps keep our podcast going. Dollar Tree.
Meadowbrook Estates and Mansion is located in Marlborough, Connecticut, perfectly situated between New York City and Boston. Our one-of-a-kind 10,500 square foot venue offers lodging for up to 30 guests and a stunning ballroom for intimate weddings. Looking to host a larger event? We have a gorgeous outside setting right next to our heated pool and small rambling brook. Contact us at Engage Connecticut for more details.
Hey, Aaron Miller here from Aaron Miller Photography.
I'm Michelle from Destination Weddings Unlimited.
This is Marty Q.
I'm Donna from Creative Cakes by Donna, and I listen every week.
You should tell an engaged friend.
And I always listen to DJ Sam and Kia
on the Be Engaged and Inspired podcast. Jeff Ladd here from Tire Biter and Jeff Ladd DJ Plus.
This is Christina Wesley from La Femme Boudoir Photography.
Tell an engaged friend or somebody planning an event.
I'm Lauren Simpson from LA Page Makeup, and I listen every week for the great tips and suggestions.
You should tell an engaged friend.
Every single Wednesday. And you know what? It's free.
Free on iTunes and Google Podcasts. I suggest you listen to.
you should listen to.
Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge?
I bought this lipstick after my wedding trial with Lauren and instantly fell in love with it. It is smooth and creamy and the color is beautiful.
This is Lauren Simpson from Emerge Cosmetics, a professional makeup artist with over a decade of experience in the beauty industry. That's the reaction we're getting from our new line of carefully curated lip products that wear well and feel comfortable. These are a must-have for your collection. All products are made in the USA, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and most are vegan. Shop emergecosmetics.com for lipsticks and lip glosses that not only feel great, but last for hours in an array of different colors. Free shipping on orders over $100. Use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
Atmosphere Productions. Professional disc jockeys.
Live musicians, custom lighting and photo booth.
When your wedding entertainment has to have the amazing music be fun, organized, and unforgettable, your choice has to be Atmosphere Production. Experience the difference. www.atmosphere-productions.com. That's www.atmosphere-productions.com.
DJs, live musicians, custom lighting and photo booth.
Atmosphere Productions. Professional disc jockeys.
Welcome to the Inn at Mount Pleasant. Contact us at theinnatmountpleasant.com. Located in the hills of Torrington, our classic New England bed and breakfast and historic barn is the perfect location for your personalized wedding weekend. Contact us at theinnatmountpleasant.com.
Hi, America. Looking for a one-stop entertainment website that the whole family can enjoy? How about shows like these? Producer Andy's Rock Countdown. Wow Wilson, featuring music and jokes like you've never ever heard before. Our latest addition to the Ushuk family is the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast with DJ Sam and Kia. Are you planning a vacation? Well, you gotta check out Terry Mansfield's group Travel Voice. And for all you country rockers, there's DJ Mark Style, giving you all the hits from yesterday. Oh, you can even join me, DJ Pauly, my show with lots of unique music and comedy. See, there's something for everyone on America's station, Ushuk.com.
On next week's episode of the Be Engaged and Inspired the Wedding podcast, join DJ Sam and Kia
as we discuss rules and regulations. My favorite thing as a wedding planner.
I don't like rules and regulations, but we have to have them, right?
Yeah, because you like to break them and then ask for forgiveness.
That's all right here on the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast, now syndicated on the Wedding Talk channel on YouShook.com Radio, America's radio station.
Now back to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast, sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com with your hosts, Kia and DJ Sam.
So we're back. Welcome back. Part 2 of this rundown episode. We've already gone through episodes 1 through 48. Well, 47, because 48, episode 48. Go there if you want to find out about wedding details. We put together a checklist. Aaron Miller was our photographer, and he went through some of the more important things that you have to worry about with your photographer, and he did a great checklist of that.
He did, and then he also started a trend of you repeating yourself constantly, Sam.
Again.
Yeah. Again. Because sometimes triplet makes it happen.
Episode 53.
Yep, was offsite catering tips from Heather Plord.
Yep.
She actually just did an event for me. She did a 2 morning brunches, a personal chef type of thing. But there's so many things. I mean, she was in here saying like, "Where's your gravy boat? Where's your serving dishes? Where's this?" And they brought a whole bunch of their own stuff as well.
Wedding tips with
etiquette wedding tips.
That's right.
Episode 57.
Get it right, DJ Sam. Karen Thomas, she came in episode 57 and told us all the ethical things that you should or should not do at weddings.
Correct. And then obviously,
that's
episode
when it
58.
Hit. That's when it hit.
It did. It literally happened there. So it was the coronavirus and your wedding. So now, obviously, it's been 2 years-ish and more.
Yeah.
And things have changed, but I think coronavirus actually taught us a lot of things, from contracts to how we handle guests coming, where they're sitting, what we're doing.
What we do at the wedding reception.
Exactly. Yeah. So while things have changed and adjusted, it's actually not a bad episode to go back to, and because we don't really know what's ahead of us.
Yeah, it's true.
Just saying.
And then I had a friend of mine who's a big insurance guy come in for episode 62. This is when we did quite a few episodes by phone. Do you remember when we did that? Because we couldn't physically meet.
Yeah, I had to sit in my bathroom because it was the only quiet place, because I had a child remote learning. I had another child remote learning for college overseas because the college sent him back home.
Yep.
And I had 2 angry cats and a dog and a mental breakdown.
Those were interesting days.
Yes.
That April of 2020. Wedding vendor insurance and wedding day insurance.
Which is so key. That has not changed. Like, this is the most important thing. And obviously, episode 66, we went into the wedding planning in the coronavirus age.
Yep.
But... then we went to happier things, like talking to John from
Modern Formals.
They pivoted so well during COVID.
Perfect timing.
He has that cool mobile tux shop. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep, you can go, guys, you can have your tuxes fitted right there, all in one day. You can have a few beers outside while you're waiting too.
A few beers inside. Episode 71, we met Michelle. We love Michelle. Michelle's been here I don't know how many times.
So many times. She's the most...
genuine?
Yes. And she's been here the most times.
Oh, she has. Yes. We should give her a little award. We'll send her a little ba-ding. Michelle is from Here to the Moon Travel, and she does Destination Weddings Unlimited.
Yes.
And obviously, COVID hit the travel industry completely differently.
Yeah.
Just like with the wedding industry, it sort of wiped everybody out. But Michelle held strong. She's awesome. She's great.
She did.
And she's one of those resources that is just you booked a travel trip after COVID with her.
No, I booked it before COVID.
Oh, but
we went during COVID because she was able to shuffle it so that the island opened and we went. And
I don't think she personally opened the island, but she does have that type of...
That's the way I'm going to look at it.
I work. Yep.
Then we had the Wedding Blues, episode 72.
I think we have to visit this again.
Yeah.
Wedding Blues have changed.
What happens after you finish the planning and how... It's not depressed, but it's a longing.
You get a room back in your house, basically.
And you get a longing for doing this again.
And you replay some things in your head, and you can watch those people on TikTok.
I wish I had done that.
That was a cough. That was not a COVID cough. Episode 75 was Meet Lizzie's Curbside. She's a food truck and a caterer. I think she also just celebrated 31 years on the UConn campus, which is
It's
crazy.
a long time. Yeah. So we'll jump down to episode 87 back in October of 2020. Must-do tips for outdoor weddings. Now, we figured that outdoor weddings would become even more popular because of the restrictions. And, I think we nailed that trend.
We did, and I think we discussed it in one of our previous 2022 episodes.
Yeah. Backdoor. Backyard weddings.
Yeah.
What the hell
Not
am I
backdoor
thinking
weddings.
about?
Yeah. Obviously, we also talked about wedding savings. This is one of those things that constantly changes.
Yeah.
And how to save, where to save, how do you save. But I also say it over and over again. That's a personal decision.
That was episode 88. And then episode 90
was mine.
This was a great series. And we're going to continue because there's a couple of other things that we haven't done. Planning Secret Series. This was from a wedding planner's perspective.
Which is me.
Yes, nobody else.
Yeah.
It's from her. Episode 99, What's in Your Wedding Budget?
But I think that goes back to that wedding savings episode,
does.
but it's a little bit more specific.
Yep.
It helps couples understand, what are you budgeting? Budget by importance.
Exactly.
That type of situation.
And then we hit our 100th episode. So this was the start of season 2 now. And episode 105, this is when we started the series on wedding forums.
It was not the start of the season 2. It was start of season 3.
Oh, it was the start of I'm confused.
You're just...
At least I got the episode correct, though.
If it's not on your playlist, you're like, meh, you don't care.
Wedding forums. So that's when we started the series of looking into wedding forums.
I have so many good ones to go through with you.
And I'm beginning to enjoy the ones you bring up because they do bring up some good questions. They really do.
What I have also liked seeing in 2022 is that some vendors have been putting stuff into the wedding forums too.
Yeah.
So it's just nice. I mean, I know you don't even know how to find them, but it's all good.
I think I sent you one recently that we're going to bring up in a future episode, so you'll have to watch out for that.
So episode 109 is things not to waste your wedding money on. That does go back to saving, but it does go back to things that people go back. I mean, we've talked to brides, we've talked to grooms, we've talked to everybody saying oh, shit, why did I buy that?
Exactly. Why did I do that? Then episode 115 and 116. These two are kind of money-related ones.
Which is important as you're getting married.
115 was your down payments. So the down payments you pay for all your vendors. So we went through what you had to worry about on that. Episode 116 was house buying during the pandemic. And we had Mike and Nick from Property Works come on over and do
they were so good.
a couple of episodes. And, if you're buying a house now, it's not easy.
No, none of it's easy. We've had Lauren, who's one of our sponsors from Emerge Cosmetics. They're located here in Connecticut, but they do ship everywhere. They've got lip glosses, lipsticks, custom products, and she's also a makeup artist, which is so key.
Yep.
And she should come back too. She should let us share what she's doing now.
We'll have her back. Trust me, I have her on the list.
Oh, okay, fine. We talked about elopements at episode 120 with Allie Deary.
Oh, that was so interesting. She came up with some great places to elope to.
Yeah, and I don't think that trend is going to change.
No,
I think
don't
there's a lot of people who are like, I'm gonna go, and I don't mean to make that sound like, like I have to get married, but more like I don't really want to do the planning side of it, which is totally understandable.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Episode 122 is your offspring.
Yeah, one of them. The life of a wedding runner. We should have him come back because now he's managing a property. He's doing a whole bunch of other things.
Oh, I didn't realize he was managing one.
Yeah. So he
wow. They grow so quickly, don't they?
They do. Well, your child is about to be married.
Yeah, I know. Another year.
She's like the cute little thing next to you going, Dad, let me take a photo of you and post it on social media. And put my company name on top.
I thought she'd turn into Bridezilla, but no. She's very well organized.
No, because she's been on the back side of it, and she's like, oh my God, no.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, she doesn't want to become a wedding true story, which is one of our new series. In episode 125, we did things to do after the wedding. Because there's, it's not like you get married and you come back home and there's doves waiting for you at the door and mice who clean the house and everything.
No, that ain't the way it is. Episode 128, we went into details about food truck weddings and things to consider. And as a side note, you can go back to episode 75 where we had Lizzie's food truck. Episode 130, how to start your marriage out on the right foot as opposed to the left foot.
Yeah, don't read the 1913 Wives Don't book and then you'll be fine.
No.
In episode 133, we discussed ways to honor your loved ones, which I think is key. I think especially after COVID.
Absolutely. And there are some great tips there on how...
creative ways.
Yeah, they're just fascinating that you would never think of unless you would listen to this podcast.
Yep. Episode 134, I think, Sam, you put this into the bracket again.
I did.
Yeah.
Our favorites. Ceremony music.
Well, your favorites of ceremony music.
Yes.
There you go. We did start that whole, another series about wedding responsibilities. We talked about dads and stuff. Mm-hmm. In episode 138, what's the couple, the bride and groom, the groom and groom, bride and bride. What do you have to do? Because you have to do shit. You have to do it.
Yeah, it's amazing what you have to do. And unless you see it written down or somebody tells you, you're likely going to forget some of the things that you have to do. So listen to that episode. Yep. Episode 140, Wedding Venues Preferred Vendor List. That was the
Sam
title
has
of
been
that.
removed from all of ours. No, I'm kidding.
Why do venues have preferred vendors?
There's reasons.
That's the question for that episode, and we explain it in detail. So now you understand when you go to a venue, you understand why those lists are there.
And what you should ask.
Yeah, what questions to ask. Yeah. Yep.
Episode 143, tipping those wonderful wedding vendors. You shouldn't turn down a tip. 10%. You're not obligated to tip them, but,
We just include it in all ours.
Yeah, wow.
Tip included. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Episode 147.
Love this episode.
Yeah, of course you did. Boudoir photography.
Christina.
Yeah, she was amazing. She was great.
Yep. I volunteered to be an assistant at any one of her shoots.
Yeah. Ends up with a different hashtag, Sam. Obviously, 149, traditional receptions versus cocktail receptions.
Yep.
I mean, we are in this world of everybody sort of recovering from COVID, and some people don't want to sit down, and some people want to mingle and mix and whatever.
That's right. So that's a rundown of the episodes that aired so far. So, some upcoming episodes. We're gonna finish up the. Not finish up. We're gonna do another wedding responsibilities and another episode. You're gonna enjoy this one because it's DIY versus pro, and we're doing you.
Yeah. No.
The event plan.
I didn't enjoy that episode. I was having PTSD flashbacks. But we also are going to discuss things like how to gracefully break up with your wedding vendor and what happens when they break up with you. Mm-hmm. How to do family photos and those pics that you should 100% try to get.
Definitely.
Okay. Wedding cost guide, Sam. This is like your new thing for this year, right?
Yeah, we're going to try and do a couple of vendors and try and get the actual cost down for them.
But remember, your cost depends on your region and what's being provided. We are not.
Yes.
It's apples to apples or apples to oranges. It is not the same thing.
Yeah. Hartford, Connecticut is not the same as Hartford, Wisconsin.
No. Is there a Hartford, Wisconsin? And it's also Wisconsin. It's not Wisconsin.
Whatever. There's a Hartford everywhere. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed our little episode rundown.
Yeah. So we're going to scoot over to Ruby, who's going to thank our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Thanks to our sponsors, EasyEventPlanning.com, Meadowbrook Estate, Emerge Cosmetics, Here to the Moon Travel, Destination Weddings Unlimited, Dollar Tree, Honey Fund, and the official new bride name change kit.
Now syndicated on the Wedding Talk channel on YouShook.com radio network, America's radio station.
Thank you, Ruby. And I'm just going to flick off Sam. You guys won't see this. Please remember that you can get our Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcasts, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. You can download them if you subscribe. You get them before everybody else. It's free. And if you would like to, we are now available on Anchor, the Spotify network, and now exclusively on the Wedding Talk channel on YouShook.com radio, YouTube, and Mixcloud. Every time you go there, it helps Sam do something nice for his wife.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we will, because I was going to say other things, but you started laughing, and this is not going to go well. So we'll see you next Wednesday.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast is sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com. This podcast is produced and copyright by Atmosphere Productions in association with Engaged Connecticut.